Hello and welcome along to Aston Villa from the stands. I hope you're well. Make sure you smash the like button on this video, whether you're watching live or on replay. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and get in the comment section. This is probably the most controversial topic of the transfer window thus far. Emi Martinez, is he staying? Is he going? Well, the latest story today is Emi Martinez has said yes to Manchester United. Personal terms are being spoken about. Manchester United have spoken to representatives of Emi Martinez, and we have all sorts of confirmation. There's been mixed reviews throughout the day. Different reporters reporting different scenarios and situations with this Emi Martinez debacle. But right now, the talk is Emi Martinez has said yes. Let's get straight into it. Big up, everyone. I will be reading the comments on the live chat today. Hope everyone is good and well. I've got to share the story. But hit us with this. This was the one that caught me. This is the one that caught me. It was right here. Emi Martinez is ready to say yes to Manchester United, reported from Fabrizio Romano, the man himself, via Give Me Sport. Now, I'm going to give you some more context because this story has been shifting all day. And I did a video and an upload earlier where I actually talked about the fact that Manchester United have approached Emi Martinez's representatives, Jorge Mendes, his clan, and basically from that, he went on to have discussions. But what has emerged of recent times is that Emi Martinez is actually very happy and willing to go to Manchester United. It's an absolute I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know how to describe it. In a World Cup season, Emi Martinez is making a massive shout here. So, look, there we go. The price then is something we're going to discuss today, and also other stories from that. Here's another story that came out from another journalist that I'm going to show you as well. So it's not just Fabrizio. Mustafa, I believe, is a United fan. He said, I think we get Emi, Josh. We're desperate. We have Onana. Listen, people keep saying to me as well, and I want to talk and touch on that. People keep going, listen, Man United signing Emi Martinez when they still got Onana? No, not happening. Trust me and believe me on this. If they go and get Emi Martinez, Onana has a choice. You guys sit on the bench or we'll sell you. And there'll be suitors in Europe who Onana can go to. Maybe even Saudi as well. But the biggest thing for me is that do not get caught up in the fact just because Onana's still there, nothing's going to change. No. This one is now just all guns blazing for Emi Martinez. If a player's given the green light that he wants to move, then you're going to see the ball rolling even more on that one. But yeah, I was a bit shocked to that, Fraser. Indeed, I was shocked to that. What were your thoughts on that as well, Fraser? But yeah, this has got a Emi Rashford deal on the table. We did look at that, and again earlier on the video today, and I think that where Nico Williams has signed for Barcelona, it sort of limits the Rashford deal to Barca, and I really think that we could be seeing Rashford coming with his tail between his legs and saying, "Will you take me back, guys?" Even though I said I don't want you getting if you don't get Champions League, I don't want to come to you. I think that is the situation with Rashford as well. But let's concentrate on Emi Martinez again quickly here. So here's one of the stories that came out earlier again. So this was an hour ago. 7:26, so an hour and a bit ago. Manchester United are advancing in talks with Emiliano Martinez. He is willing to join them, and formal negotiations with Aston Villa are expected to begin in the next days. This story isn't dying down. The story is not dying down. Debu, Manchester United are in talks, and this is where I have probably been consistent with the Emi Martinez news. I know I've probably sat there at times on these live streams and said, look, I'm being a bit of a flip-flop here. 1 minute I think Emi's staying, the next minute I think he's going, then he's staying. But the one thing I probably would say is really clear. These Manchester United links have not come from nowhere. Emi Martinez to Manchester United could not have been plucked up from nowhere in the early stages of this window. However, it's still here. It's still being spoken about. And the fact that people like Fabrizio Romano are talking on these situations makes it clear to me these Manchester United rumours were never dead. They were always real and something we have to have a look at. So yeah, that was reported again, as I said earlier on today. Again, the story was chopping and changing. There was one really interesting piece of news from The Athletic that I need to get up as well in terms of players in the Villa squad apparently already knowing and having a sort of idea that Emi was potentially going to leave as well. But we have got some other news. Here we go. This one's from Ben Jacobs. This was 6 hours ago. So again, I'm showing you the range of reporters in terms of these Emi Martinez links. But yeah, Jorge Mendes is probably the biggest part and situation in all of this deal and transfer goings. He is Emi Martinez's agent. He is Emi Martinez's new agent, and he is the super agent for a reason. He pulls the big moves out the bag for the good best money, his own personal gain, and tries to sell a big thing. Tomorrow saying it's such a betrayal, I feel. Look, I'm going to definitely comment on that. If Emi goes to Manchester United, this is crazy scenes in my opinion, and it shows how broken the Premier League potentially is. But if Emi Martinez feels like he should be going to, if he feels like he should be going to Manchester United over any other option, then I don't know how to take it. And as Andy said, another one going for the money. Honestly, wouldn't lose sleep if he goes bang average last season. Andy coming in, and people have said this about Emi Martinez, that his performances of last season, people are starting to say maybe it's the time to cash in on him now. Maybe it's the time to sort him out, but we'll see. But yeah, Man United, of course, always do us over. We can't beat Man United. Here's Ben Jacobs. Here's what Ben Jacobs has to say. Ben Jacobs has said the following. Emi Martinez has made it clear he wants to join Manchester United, and Aston Villa haven't ruled out a sell. This is the bit that's probably frustrating me the most. And I'll come on to that again. Why are Aston Villa not ruling out a sell? Why are Aston Villa not saying at no cost is this guy for sale? That's what I don't get. That's what I don't get. It could take around 40 million to get the deal done, but United haven't made a final decision on replacing Andre Onana yet. Absolutely, Andre Onana will be sold no matter what. I'm telling you now, if Emi Martinez goes, they're selling Onana. Unless Onana's happy to sit and earn money and play on the bench all season, then that's fine. But there we go. Captain's got a good eye, yeah. I just kept it like that. But yeah, I know United are not up to the top level of their historical best, but some clubs will always have a draw for players. 3 clubs that will, no matter what state or crisis they're in the world, players will always call them the pinnacle. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United. Hate to say it. Hate to say it. And you may disagree with me, and I want to know what you guys think in the chat as well. But no matter what, I think these 3 clubs always have that aura of greatness, wow, heritage, the pool of it all. So I'll say that again. Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Man United. Is there anyone else you could add to that list where players always grow up and go, I want to play factor? Like Man United, because of those Ferguson years, because of the Busby babes, because of everything that you see or go on, it's one of those that basically it's unbelievable. Nana's saying Onana isn't getting sold. Man United came out and said he's staying. It was confirmed by a couple a few days ago. It was 2-3 days ago, and also yesterday's news, mate. Man United might be saying that to keep Onana happy right now. But if Manchester United land Emi Martinez, the conversation then turns to Onana. Are you okay being second choice, or do you want to go? Because I can't imagine him wanting to sit at Manchester United, to sit on the bench and not do that. I think it's not fake news with Emi Martinez. I'm going to put that out there. Emi Martinez and these Manchester United links have been prevalent now for a few weeks. They've been prevalent for a few weeks. You don't just get these sort of links and rumours for no reason. Especially, let's talk this as well. Let's put this into perspective. Especially when they've already got a number 1 goalkeeper. Especially when they have secondly fallen off. And thirdly, if I'm being really honest, Emi Martinez, his performances against Manchester United and the sort of shithousery that he's done would also suggest that he's got a bit of a bad repertoire with the fans. So yeah, I think it absolutely changes the perspective. Big up Geordie Tune for Life said, look at Man United before Ferguson. It wasn't great. The air disaster brought them support worldwide. Exactly that. The Munich air disaster put Manchester United on the map in that sense. The Busby Babes, the coming together of camaraderie of that Manchester United side to rebuild their team, rebuild a new era. And that's why I say Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man United. There we go. Apparently, Messi has scored a free kick against Porto in the Club World Cup. Big up Messi. But there we go. So, Villa, though. Let's quickly talk on Villa not rejecting the sell. There's two things that I've probably been bothered about in all of this scenario and situation. Number one is, on international duty, Emi Martinez never once said, I'm an Aston Villa player, let's leave it at that. Never once did you hear, I'm an Aston Villa player, that's all I want to concentrate on is Argentina right now, but I'm an Aston Villa player. What he actually came out and said was, I'm on international duty. I know there's been a lot of talks and speculation. Let's see what happens after. And number two, we had those Monchi comments come out saying, oh, we love Emi. We want Emi to be part of it. We want Emi to be the future. I just feel there should have been some more backing noise from that afterwards. I feel like there should have been some more backup from the football club to say, yeah, Emi's not going. Emi's our number one. Emi is the man. Emi stays. But we didn't get that. We had these interviews from Monchi who basically confirmed that Emi Martinez was crying. They love his leadership. That's about it. So I'm a bit disappointed that Villa maybe haven't publicly tried to express their gratitude and love for Emi and say, listen, we want him. But second of all, Emi on international duty, not once is there an interview, if you look back, where he commented and said, hey, I'm a Villa player. Let's not be disrespectful here. I'm a Villa player. So there we go. And people are always going to be confused about Emi to Manchester United, and rightly so, in the state that they're in. And look, we'll have United fans coming in, and they'll be buzzing. And the reason why Manchester United fans will be buzzing is because they know they're upgrading. They know they are upgrading their goalkeeper by getting Emi Martinez. The worry we have for Aston Villa is, who the hell's going to replace him? Who is actually going to come in now and be a stable foundation in our goal for a few seasons at least, be Premier League ready, win us points in moments, and have that aura and leadership that Emi also had? Because I'm going to show you a report. We could be losing out on the goalkeeper that we fancied as number one, Lucas Chevalier, because we're not moving quick enough. Newcastle United are now being touted for this goalkeeper. Newcastle United have been linked to a few goalkeepers with Nick Pope seeming to leave. If we lose out on Lucas Chevalier after losing out on Joan Garcia, this is becoming absolute crazy scenes. But £40 million for Emi Martinez doesn't feel right. Okay, here's another article that I found, which I found very interesting. And I think Geordie Tune for Life is coming up with some very good points about how we should be navigating this PSR situation instead of selling our best players, which is what now seems to be the norm for us having to do to survive. And those loopholes. But have a look at this. It says sources at Aston Villa who have been kept anonymous to protect relationships have said the direction of travel points towards a summer exit for Emi Martinez. Still, the key sticking point is whether a team makes them a formal offer. This is madness. This is madness because that first line there, someone at Aston Villa is leaking out info with The Athletic. Whether you believe that or not, you might sit there and go, they're just stirring a story here. But they're basically saying, look, we're keeping our asset anonymous. The direction of travel points towards a summer exit for Emi Martinez. So everyone who thinks that he's staying, it just seems there. But this is the crazy point, that last sentence there. Still, the key sticking point is whether a team makes them a formal offer. Basically, chat, the way I've read that is, anyone who comes in with an offer for Emi Martinez basically is going to get him. So I read it as, we've had all this speculation, all this talk, Oh, Saudi links here. Barcelona, maybe. There's other clubs in Europe. Atletico. Oh, Manchester United. But basically, if you read between the lines, if one of those clubs actually offers, he goes. Still, the key sticking point is whether a team makes them a formal offer. Something I am absolutely gobsmacked by again. But basically, the sources inside Villa, as I've backed up by saying, no one's come out from Aston Villa saying we're happy to keep Emi. No one's come out from Aston Villa saying we really don't want to lose a player of that quality. Instead, what we're getting is someone put an offer in, we'll sell him. We'll sell him. And yeah, I'm pissed at this, really. It's just crazy. And it's not the way I want our transfer window to start going into what is a massive, crucial season for us this campaign. Massive, crucial season. So, yeah, not ideal to read that. However, so I'm going backwards in time. So that was 7 hours ago. So really, I should have done this the other way around. But there we go. I got too blown away by the fact that it's now gone from inside people looking at formal offers to now basically there are talks starting and Emi has said yes. That's where we've gone through today. Manchester United has maybe made a start, a talk, and it goes in there. Right. People, first and foremost, can you hear this in the chat? I'm going to play something. I'm hoping you can hear it. Let me know. I'm going to play it quickly. Let me know if you can hear this. Yes or no. Let me know if you can hear this. Just put yes or no in the chat.
Because here in England, the financial year is about to end. And if Villa needs sales, you sense we might see...
Let me know in the chat if you could hear that. Let me know in the chat, just a yes or no. Could you hear that from Ben Jacobs? Could you hear that from Ben Jacobs? Yes or no? Let me know if you could hear that in the chat, please. Yes. Okay. Right. Let me play it from the start. Listen to this from Fabrizio Romano. Listen to what he has to say. There was a bit in this story that made it very interesting, and see if you can pick up the part I did. So I'm going to play it from the start. So you've got Joel Bayer, Ben Jacobs, and Fabrizio, sort of our independent journalists. But listen to this Fabrizio story.
Let's move on to Villa. It's an interesting few weeks, Fabrizio, because here in England, the financial year is about to end. And if Villa needs sales, you sense we might see some movement. Emi Martinez, he appeared to wave goodbye in the final home Premier League game last season, but he is well contracted. Do you expect him to stay or go? And how concrete are both the Manchester United and Atletico Madrid links?
Well, look, at the moment with Atletico Madrid, I'm not aware of anything concrete, also because there is Oblak at Manchester United, the goalkeeper.
So Fabrizio, he tweets fast. He also speaks very fast. Just to pause that there. Fabrizio's come out and said, Atletico Madrid, no, nothing concrete there. Ignore any links from Atletico Madrid, but also because they've got Jan Oblak. He's the number one. Ignore that. We also know that Barcelona have basically signed Joan Garcia. So that's two clubs you rule out for Emi Martinez straight away. Barca and Atletico. Listen to this. You've got to really tune into Fabrizio because he speaks so fast. Ready?
Keeper situation will depend on Andre Onana. If they receive a bid for Onana, that could be an option.
Goalkeeper situation at Manchester United will depend if they receive a bid for Andre Onana. So listen, again, people will come in and saying, hey, Onana's not for sale. One bid comes in for Onana. If they get good enough money, they're coming for Emi Martinez 100%. But it's this last part that does show me that I think Fabrizio might be right on this. Listen to this about Emi.
Otherwise, I don't see United signing one more goalkeeper and putting in a competition with Onana. So it really depends on Andre Onana. But more in general, from what I heard, Emi Martinez had some possibilities from Saudi also. Some strong approaches from Saudi also in terms of financial package offered. But the player wants to wait for Europe, wants to understand.
So Emi Martinez 100% received strong offers from Saudi Arabia with huge financial packaging, as it was reported. But he is waiting to see what happens in Europe. And I agree on this. And this is why I don't think Emi is rushing anything, or Aston Villa. So listen to this. Listen to this. I don't think he's getting rushed for a reason, because of this reason here.
Understand how the goalkeepers domino will go in Europe in the first weeks of the window and then make a decision about his future. I think there is still a chance for Emi Martinez to leave Aston Villa. He is with Jorge Mendes as new agent now, so exploring the market in the recent weeks. And Emi Martinez, for me, could still be one of the names we will discuss here together in the next weeks.
So Fabrizio has spoken, and I think that is absolutely clear. And I think that makes sense. What Emi's basically doing is what I've just said about Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. He's getting a tick list and he's going, which club in Europe needs a new number one? Well, Barcelona did. He's lost out. And that's why I'm sat here going right now, trying to reel off my head. And chat, help me out here. What other team in Europe, in any other league, can you think of is in search of a new number one? Because that's Emi Martinez's problem and situation. And when we talk about top clubs, PSG, they've got Donnarumma. He's about to lock down a new contract. Bayern Munich, stacked with goalkeeper options with Neuer into the transition. I forgot the other goalkeeper, but it'll come to me. Barcelona just recruited Joan Garcia. Real Madrid got Thibaut Courtois for another season or two. Can't see him going there. Juventus, again, I'm not really sure what the market is like in Italy. I'll be really honest. I'm really out of touch with Italian football. I don't really, apart from I know that Conte and Napoli are building an ex-Premier League 11, basically. It's one of those leagues that, again, I don't see the attractive state of it. We've seen Galatasaray. Was a rumour the other day. That's a pretty backwards move again from Emi. Jordy 2 for Life is saying that AC Milan are looking for a goalkeeper. Now, if you're talking about that, that could be one. And then Epeleng is saying Manchester United. And that is why, if you think about the Premier League, Man City are set in stone. Arsenal, set in stone with David Raya. There were talks at one stage if David Raya went back to it could be going to Real Madrid as new competition for Courtois and bleed into there. But again, you think of teams in the Premier League who are set up. Emi's pretty much, again, Liverpool have got Alisson Becker. Manchester United are in hunt for a new number one because Onana's not going to cut the mustard for them. So Emi's playing what I would say a game of chess here. Emi sat back going, I think Emi's actually going to Jorge Mendes. I really don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. And I need to find a club in Europe. And I don't know if staying at Villa's on the cards. What am I doing? Because what if the door has been closed on him at Villa? What if we have made the decision that actually you have to go? You're going to go, Emi. You're on your way out. We've already made that decision. We've planned for Emi Martinez not to be in the market. And there we go. Don't rule out PSG for a new keeper. See, I did think, what about, because I've just been watching yesterday that Bono play for Al Hilal against Real Madrid. Yeah? And top goalkeeper. Imagine if Donnarumma went to Saudi. Could see Emi sitting there. But I don't get it. There's a part of me really feels like Villa have closed the door on Emi. Don't know why. Do not know why. So he's playing a game of chess. He's having to see where and what he's going to do. And at the moment, the options are absolutely tragic in that Manchester United is where he wants to go. He said if he wants to get to 17th place United, I hope he bleeds him 350k a week. I wonder how much Jorge Mendes is also behind this. New agent wanting to show his client that he can give him options that no agent can. Any business with Jorge Mendes is bad business. Jorge Mendes is known as the super agent because he bleeds you dry. And sometimes his interest is not always best for the player. It's best for his own pocket because that's what they do. But yeah, people big up to Callum Gooday to you as well. I say let him leave and leave no bad taste. I think the only bad taste that's going to be in people's mouths is if it goes to United. If Emi Martinez went to AC Milan, if Emi Martinez went to Atletico Madrid, if Emi Martinez went to Saudi, I think people suck a grape and go, yeah, it's fine. But if he goes to Manchester United, we suck a grape and go, that's sour, and we spit it back out and we go, what the hell? João Felix's career has been destroyed by Jorge Mendes. That's absolutely true. That's really true. So there we go. People, a little bit of admin in the house. We've got 83 of you in here and only 20 likes. Let's run those likes up right now, people. Let's get 35 likes right now. Smash that like button for me if you haven't done so. Big up to everyone. And yeah, if you are a Manchester United fan right now in this chat, because we've seen a few, are you wanting Emi Martinez? Let me know. Let me know. Or I actually did see some people say that Emi wasn't quite for them. So there we go. It'd be really interesting if people feel like Emi Martinez is not a fit. So one other story I wanted to show you, and I think that this is. I want to know what people's thoughts are on this as well. I saw this tweet earlier, and it's quite an interesting summary. I want to know what camp people are in. It says the longer it goes on without concrete links for player sales, the more worried I get. This is on AVFC Faithful. Basically saying, why have we still not been able to make a proper sale with 11 days to go to the 30th of June deadline? Is that because, and people are sat in twofold. Either everyone's thinking Villa are cooking up a storm here. Villa are about to do something tasty. Hence what Geordie Team for Life was saying about the women's team. Maybe we're going to see something else. Maybe we're going to see some funny old business that gets us over PSR. Or we're just majorly in the shit and we don't know what we're doing in this business end of the window to the 30th of June and we need to sort it out. So is it unsettling? I don't know. I'm still calm about it. I'm thinking we'll be all right. I think we've got something cooking in the background. I think we're cooking something in the background. Apparently, that was the 68th free kick Messi scored in his career. Fabrizio just doing that. And look, I would not want oh my gosh, someone's just said, imagine if we had an Andre Onana swap deal included in Emi Martinez, I'd cry. I don't want Andre Onana anywhere near our football club. So, look, Russ Clark, I'm going to go on to that one next. It would change for Bayern players kind of first week of July just watch. I think so. But there we go. If Emi does go, who is the replacement? Wow, I was getting excited about the replacements until I saw this tweet. Villa are moving as slow as Pau Torres running back towards his goal. That's how slow we're moving. I've got to show you this Lucas Chevalier chart here. So there we go. Wolfie's in the house. The Alliance, as always. My guy, Wolfie. Big up to Wolfie. Thanks for the raid. Listen, I saw your post, Wolfie, about the Seagull and the Conference League. Forest fans, is it true? Brighton are taking the Conference League spot and you're coming to us for the Europa League. Are you coming into the Europa League? Let me just put Forest Fan TV in there. Let's get his link in there as well. Let's get Wolfie. He's a great friend. He's redirected again. Guys, go sub over to this channel right now for me as well. It takes you 30 seconds. It's the Forest Fan TV channel. Big up to Wolfie. Sub up to this. In fact, it's going to be my pinned comment. Guys, subscribe to Forest Fan TV. It's right there. Pinned comment. You can't miss it. Is it true? Are Forest going into the Conference League or Europa League? What is the there? But yeah, Villa are moving slow in the transfer market, like Pau Torres running towards his own goals. And there we go. We've had some Forest fans hating on us as well. But big up to you guys. Look, Newcastle have an interest in Lille goalkeeper Lucas Chevalier, with the 23-year-old having admirers inside St James's Park. Please don't tell me that we're going to lose out on another goalkeeper. Imagine the world in which Villa sell Emi Martinez. We don't get the first choice in Jane Garcia. We don't get the second choice in Lucas Chevalier. And we end up with someone like someone awful like Aaron Ramsdale. People keep trying to convince me that Aaron Ramsdale is good enough for us as number one. No one can convince me otherwise. Is there anyone in this chat who would take Aaron Ramsdale as their number one? Whether that's a Villa fan, a Forest fan, a United fan, whoever you support, Newcastle fan. Is anyone here telling me that Aaron Ramsdale's a number one choice for them? We've got to be quicker in this market. We're sleeping. We're absolutely sleeping. This is quite funny, actually. Going to miss Emi Martinez chucking one in every season at Trent End. He has had some shockers. Zara's calling me. There you go. Sorry, our oldest daughter's calling us. So, one sec. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so that was just our oldest daughter that just calling. We just sorted that out. But yeah, back on it. There we go. Heidi was just taking a call. But yeah, so where was I? Lucas Chevalier. I don't want Aaron Ramsdale. I don't want to be linked with a dusty goalkeeper. I think the biggest thing for me is a goalkeeper and the level of which a goalkeeper is for your football club is paramount. It's fundamental to success. We've been so blessed and lucky with Emi Martinez. Despite people saying, oh, he had a bad season last year. No matter what, Emi Martinez has won us points. And he's also, I wouldn't say he's lost us many games either. I think he's kept us in games. And that's the key to a good goalkeeper. That's key to a good goalkeeper. Martinez is living off the back of his international achievement. The man you pay us 40 million plus, it'd be a great idea. See, I still think 40 million is a little bit generous for a goalkeeper. Does anyone know? I'm trying to think of current goalkeepers, what some of the prices they've moved at in recent times. Like how much was David Raya? How much was David Raya to Arsenal? How much did Arsenal end up paying for David Raya from Brentford? Newcastle want Trafford and he's agreed to come to Newcastle, but we won't pay the 40 million. I don't blame this. Overpriced in my opinion. Well, there we go. Sorry. If he is worth 40 million, then Emi Martinez is worth 60 at a minimum. He's worth 60 at a minimum. So there we go. Arsenal got him for free. No way. You can have Matt Turner if Leon can't afford him. See, this is what I mean. Dusty goalkeepers. I just want a world where there's a good goalkeeper out there. And I don't like it. Lucas Chevalier for me, if we miss out on him, but as I said, Trafford's there. He's a cheaper option as well than Trafford. Josh Forrest in Europa League will come for you. Who knows? Josh City gets points deducted. Villa may even get an upgrade. I don't want to hold on to any. I can't see us getting that, but it's all about us now doing well in that Europa League. Pau Torres spoke the other day. I don't know if anyone saw this. Pau Torres has said his ambition for Villa next season is to play hard in the Europa League and win it, win the FA Cup and qualify for the Champions League. And people are sat there telling me, going, oh, we're in a rebuild phase. We need to take our time. No. I've been seeing this from the players. I've been seeing this from Unai Emery. The pressure on winning a trophy and the expectation on winning a trophy is massive. You can see it's being driven by the owners. You can see it's absolutely being driven by the owners right now that we need to be competing for silverware and winning silverware. And Pau Torres spoke his words there. So Unai's lad to step up in goal, could see it. But yeah, who's going to be our goalkeeper? I'll never know. Imagine Emi with that United defence in front of him now. He's going to go down like a lead balloon. And we would chuckle. I would still hate United even if he's there and want them to do badly still. Agree. Look, at the end of the day, I think we're going to be on a roller coaster here with Emi Martinez. The situation we've left this evening, the last one that Fabrizio Romano has confirmed is he's basically said yes. He has said yes to Manchester United. And that for me, as soon as a player wants to move, as soon as a player needs to move, then it's happening. Forest fans, interesting one for you if you're still in here. But there we go. Moreno, it didn't really work out for you, so we're trying to flog him elsewhere. Wolfie said, when we do another stream, miss you, bro. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a chat, Wolfie, on stream. Let me give you a message and let's arrange something. I think we need to come at the cartel a bit more. I think we need to throw some shade out to the cartel. I think we need to call out some fan bases, and I think we need to, keep the alliance strong. So 100%, no, I will give you a text. But guys, please do go to my pinned comment. It's Forest Fan TV. Subscribe to them. It takes you all of 30 seconds at best. So our backup goalkeeper is an 18-year-old Joe Gauchi. He has zero experience. We've sold Robin Olsen, probably for the best. But there we go. But Moreno, I don't think he did well at Forest. And Wolf even said Moreno utter shite. So we're trying to get some fee for him. Real Betis has expressed interest in signing Alex Moreno from Aston Villa, despite closing in on a deal to sign Junior Firpo from Leeds. But for now, a deal for Moreno has been put on the back burner. Right. But for me, Moreno could go to Leeds. There's a bit of a merry-go-round here. Basically, if Firpo goes to Betis, Moreno goes to Leeds, in my opinion, and not Betis. So, yeah. Here's another one. PSR, wages off the book. We need to get rid of Moreno, and we need to do it fast. He'll free us up a little bit of cash. And, yeah, happy days. There's one more story to give you. And then, yeah, I'm just going to sort of have to watch this Emi Martinez roller coaster. And so many people were convinced he wasn't going. This is also another one. That I've got to show you quickly. Why are not enough clubs going for this guy? West Ham are trying to sell Mohamed Kudus. Why are we... What? Kudus? What are we doing? What are we doing, people? Why are we not going heavy on Mohamed Kudus here? Why are we not trying to get him in? Why are we not waking up to this? Because we probably don't have the money to spend. But look, Kudus, would you take Mohamed Kudus? I would expect us to at least be interested in this. So that one came up today as well. People, would you take Mohamed Kudus? I think I'm calling it right. I don't know if people call him Kudos. Is it Kudos? Wow, I'm getting told off by my younger daughter here, saying apparently it's Kudos. But there we go. Right, finally, in terms of Aston Villa news, and the final piece to sort of hold on is that, in a more lighter note, Morgan Rogers. Have you heard the news of Morgan Rogers? Not that he's going to Arsenal or Chelsea. He's been nominated. He's been nominated for PFA Young Player of the Season. But this was the final piece of news. Big up the Alliance, by the way. We love it. And big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you are well. Transfer speculation is tough. And Kudos is Bailey Mark II. Wow. People don't like Kudos. Wow. I was surprised at that. Okay. I don't know if people have seen this story, but I just don't like that this is our transfer strategy, going for these youngsters at the moment to try and improve and basically improve our PSR situation. At 8, so this is the Sol Sidibe. He's a Stoke City lad. It says, at 18, loads of potential in the England youth set up, a great player, and absolutely someone that would shine. I think you're looking at, say, 4 million. I think that's realistic. I don't know, maybe 4 million around that. If Villa are dropping 4 million for an 18-year-old at Stoke City as a potential prospect, the world's gone mad. I don't want to see these types of transfers. And I don't know how people feel about this. But right now, my idea of Villa recruitment is to completely focus on this first team, strengthen this first team, improve the first team, improve the squad depth. And these young, up-and-coming players that we're looking for bigger projects, dare I say it, who cares right now? Unless they're going to come into the first team, who cares? 3-star Reds. No, this is 3-star Reds. This is the this top 3-star Reds is a Loot Roper playoff final championship top. We got promoted in the playoffs just like you did. So have some respect on these type of kits. They're very special. Very special. You guys have got one as well, I'm sure. So there we go. I think adding extremely young people ruins the dynamic. I'm just not into this whole building for the future at the moment principle. I'm all about improve my first team squad right now. African Cup of Nations put some teams off buying Kudos as well. Yeah, that was funny because we've got good news that Ismail Sarr of Crystal Palace will not be playing against us when we play them because he'll be at the African Cup of Nations, and that guy loves a goal against us. So we can breathe, we can live, we can be happy and not fear that. So there we go. But what can I see in the next few days with Emi Martinez? I'm going to expect big updates. I'm going to probably expect to see the first bid. But do you know what the crazy thing is about Manchester United? They're in a little bit of a mess. They've still not sorted out the Embuemo situation. They've still not sorted out Victor Gyökeres. They still haven't really sorted out any of the players they've been linked to for weeks. So what I can imagine with this Manchester United transfer saga is it's going to go on for weeks. United can't sort their own stuff out at the moment. They're all over the place. They can't get a transfer over the line. They can't seem to sort out any solid deal. It's all a bit doom and gloom. So I do, though, expect in the coming days, leading up to this 30th of June deadline, a bid to have come in from Manchester United. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, people, I really appreciate the support on the channel today. Thank you to Wolfie for the redirect. Thank you to everyone who is here. Guys, do make sure you've subscribed. Do make sure as well that you've hit that most important notification bell, because it lets you know when I am live. We're trying to do these live streams. We're trying to keep it going. If you like the news, if you want to have a chat, then we are usually live in the evenings. And we've even tried to do some, we did our first ever morning one yesterday, but I know that it's better to do it in the evenings. But yeah, big up to everyone. I am going to have a look at a quick redirect myself, because I think it's kind to help others. See who we can have. Deji. Is Deji live right now? What time is Deji live at? What time is Deji? He's not quite live right now. So let's go. Let's go for this guy, because he's doing some Manchester United news. I'm going to redirect you to a Manchester United fan channel, so you can hear what they've got to say on the old Aston Villa Emi Martinez situation. It's around 20 million, I believe. But yeah, big up to Geordie Toon Life. Great show. It's been very enjoyable, even from a Newcastle fan. Do you know what? Comments like that, really appreciate it, and I'm glad. And we like to hear from other clubs, and we like to do that. So yeah, really appreciate it. Man, you sack all their admin staff there. Man, you're just a mess, aren't they? United sacked the tea lady. They sacked that. Ironically, the only people Man United won't sack are the players that should be sacked on the pitch. The ones who don't play for the badge. The ones that don't put themselves through the distance, the miles, the graft for the fans that travel and watch them play each week. That's what I'd probably say about Manchester United, the fundamental difference. So, yeah, not ideal, is it? Not ideal. So, people, enjoy it's Thursday today, isn't it? Oh, we're losing Aston McPhee, are we? Didn't see that one, Captain. Didn't see any reports on that. But if we're losing Aston McPhee, the set piece guy, then world's gone mad, isn't it? We love a bit of Aston McPhee. But yeah, do smash the like button on the way out. Do make sure you leave a comment after the stream if you want any thoughts on Emi Martinez. And most importantly, enjoy your evening. Enjoy your Friday. It's going to be hot again. Hydrate. Heidi and I have had some lush pineapple juice over dinner. With some ice, lots of ice needed. And yeah, hydrate yourself. We'll be back tomorrow with more Villa news. Who knows what it's going to be? And yeah, big up to Geordie Toon. Have you got a channel, Geordie Toon, for life? Do you have a channel? And would you do a swap deal for Bruno for Martinez? No. Keep Bruno away. And yeah, definitely me and Wolfie will be collabing, Forest fans. I do enjoy a good chat with Wolfie. Big up the Alliance. Big up everyone. Up the Villa. I'm out of here. Ta-da.